Hi guys, and welcome back to Chengi's World. So today we are talking about you've just discovered or you know that your man is cheating, and now what do? You've got that information, you've got the facts. What now? So guys, if you want to know more about this and you are new to this channel, welcome to Chengi's World. Make sure you subscribe, like and comment, because you know it's on and popping, and we're always talking about all kind of things. So yeah, make sure you subscribe and see me on Instagram and Facebook at Chengi's World. Okie dokie. So you found out that your boo is having extracurricular activities, or that he is got a little fling going on, or side chick or whatever, or you're the wife and you realize that your husband is having an affair or sleeping with someone else, or it's all going on. Okay, so what do you do in such a situation? What do you do? The first thing I always say is make sure you get all the facts. Don't act on a whim. Don't act on a thing, because to accuse another person of cheating is especially when they're not, is a violation of trust. Trust is a foundation of relationships. There is an absolute foundation of relationships. If you violate trust in a relationship, you have literally broken down the foundations of that relationship. And trust can be violated obviously by cheating and lying and all kind of things, but it can also be violated by accusing somebody of something that they haven't done. So it's so important that you don't violate trust in your relationship unless you're 100% sure. And in most cases, it's very difficult to be 100% sure unless you hire a private detective and they've actually got pictures. So let's assume you are at that point where you've got pictures and evidence that this stuff is going down, and now your world is crumbling under your feet. Everything that you thought was true, the life that you've been living has been turned into a big lie. The person you've been sharing your life with, you just realize you just don't know them, and your whole entire world, hopes and dreams are crumbling down. What do you do? Now, I know that what's intuitive is to run to family and friends for comfort. You want to go and tell them what's happening. You want to cry on their shoulders. But I would say that that is not the best solution. The one thing that I always say to women is this: you have to be clear on the outcome of anything before you begin a process. I've always said to people, look, I can't help you get what I think you deserve, but I can help you get what you want, regardless of what it is. If a woman was to say to me, my husband's cheating and I want I want it to work, I can help you make that work. I can only help you get what you want, but I cannot help make your mind up for you, and I should never be the one to do that. So you have to be clear on what it is that you want the outcome to be. Now, we live in a world that's very, well, you know what, if my man cheats, like what, ain't got no time for him. Like, he can just hit the bricks and we can just forget about it. If my man cheats, he's out on the streets. And that tends to be the prevailing mindset, that I think we almost get into it on autopilot, because you think, oh, I'm gonna have to leave him now, and it's not always what you want to do or the appropriate thing to do. Perhaps there is another way. Perhaps there is another solution other than breaking up a family and destroying years of what you have built. And I know how hard it is. I watched my mother fall apart. I know that it's never gonna, I've been cheated on before, but not obviously by somebody I'd been dating for a long time. It was just somebody I'd been dating, and it's a different scenario. But even that little glimpse of having invested a little bit of time and feeling like, what, that feeling of, I know what it's like, but we're not having this conversation right now. We're having the conversation about what it is ultimately you want, through the hurt, through the pain, through the sorrow. What do you want the result of this whole outcome to be? Do you want to fight for your man? Do you want to fight for your marriage? Do you want to fight for your family? Do you want to make it work? Do you want him to suffer and make it work? Do you want him to repent, to think about his ways, to be a better man, but keep your marriage or your relationship? Or do you want out? And that is a decision that only you must make, because the things we do in the reactionary moment don't always last us. That's why you must not react to the information you received. It's going to be intuitive. It's going to be instinctive. You are going to want to react, and your reaction will usually cause future loss, because if you handle this very delicate matter in a way that is not congruent with your ultimate outcomes that you desire from your heart, without opinions of others, without people telling you, I would leave him, I would stay, I would leave him, I would stay. It's about you. It's about what you have been building over the years. It's about what you have established. It's about what you feel you can build on, work on. It's about your beliefs. It's about you and what your heart wants. Because if you go with what a friend wants, and that friend, I always say to my friends, I will never tell you to leave your man. I might be single, but I will never tell you to leave your man. That is a decision you have to make, and there is a reason for it. Because while I'm single doing, yeah, you gotta leave him, no. Tomorrow I might find my dream guy, and then I'm the one in a couple, and I told you to leave your man, and then you miss your man, and maybe no, that's too messy. You have to come to a decision by yourself, and the only way you're gonna do that is to be still, and to pray, and to be still long enough to let the feelings die down. Be still. Do nothing. Let your mind, your body, your spirit calibrate the emotions. It's going to hurt like hell. But if you can, in a moment of stillness, find stillness in your soul, calm the winds for a minute, and decide what you want. I've met so many women who react, who make a fuss, who chase their men out, who kick them to the curb, and then are waiting for them to come back, wanting them to come back. But some men, if you kick them out, and the side chick was ready to receive them, you would have lost somebody for good, who perhaps was not ready to let go of that relationship. Perhaps they were stuck in a flow of life, and they wanted to choose, but you end up handing them over to the person who doesn't deserve to have them, in a way. Well, probably does deserve them. If he's like a crappy husband and has been cheating on you, like, they can have him. But the point I'm making is, they haven't made the investment that you have made over the years, and they could very easily walk away with the fruits, because if he's lost you, he's not going to want to lose her, and you will find yourself sitting on the sidelines out here on these mean dating streets trying to get you a man, when you had maybe the opportunity of saving a relationship. So get the thoughts. Now, why do I say don't tell your family and friends? Because the truth of the matter is, they will always take your side, which is fantastic, which is why you want to tell them. But they will never forgive him if your outcome is, I want to keep him. If you've decided that it's over, you've had your moment of stillness, and you've explored, you've done what you needed to do, and in your heart of hearts, you know that it really was over before it was over, that it's over for you, that it is a violation of your spirit and of your soul, and you're done, then that is the time to announce it to family and friends, because then they will be angry with you, and they will be angry enough for you to defend you and to make sure that he doesn't get in there, but only when you're 100% sure. Because if you're not, and you tell your family and friends, they will always dislike him, they will always hate him, and no matter whether you guys go on, forgive one another, and renew your love, and renew your commitment to one another, and start something beautiful and fresh, they will always look at him with a side eye. They'll always be like, we don't trust him, and we don't like him. And you don't want that sort of cloud and that shade over your relationship. So be 100. Even if it takes you 6 months, even if it takes you a year, do not react. Be 100% sure that this is something that you want to do. So take your time, and don't go with public opinion, and make a decision. And when you have done all of that, and if you feel that you need to talk to somebody, go for a professional, go for somebody who's objective, go speak to your pastor, go speak to somebody who can look at it from an overall position, and who is not emotionally attached to an outcome. You know, you don't want somebody who's emotionally attached to leave him or don't leave him. Somebody who's emotionally attached to you moving forward and being a whole person. Somebody who can look at the bigger picture and the other people that will suffer and the reasons, and explore with you your mind and your heart and help you come to that decision. But don't do it with people who are your family and friends, because they just won't be objective enough in that situation. That's just my advice to you. You can do whatever you like, but that's just my advice to you. So now we've done that. The only other thing to do is to have the conversation with your man. There's just no two ways about it. If you feel that there's no need for a conversation, then there's no need for a conversation. Pack his stuff, leave them at the door, book him into a hotel, however you want to do it, then there's no room for negotiation. Or if it's his home, you pack your stuff and you go and you move on. There's no real reason for a conversation unless you feel that it is absolutely, I mean, how you decide to end a relationship is really ultimately up to you. I can't tell you how to end it, but I will always say, be a lady, don't break anything, don't have the police called in. Because if you're going to do that, you're not ready to leave that relationship. If you're still passionate about that relationship, you're not ready to leave it. So perhaps you haven't taken enough time, because when you are ready to leave a relationship, one thing I know for sure from the women I work with and even for myself is a numbness that takes your spirit over. You don't feel anything. You don't feel hate. You don't feel love. It's just over. There's this feeling. It's over. And it's a quiet, silent, strong feeling that is over. You're not trying to, you're not angry with him. You're just done. Okay. And if that's not how you're feeling and you want to break stuff and revenge and do all kind of crazy, then you need to go and look at my video entitled Revenge. Or you need to take more time before you act. You're not ready to act yet. So take that time. When you're ready, and leave if you have to leave, or let him leave and have the goodbye conversation. But if you want it obviously to work, then you need to basically suggest to him that you both go for counseling. If you want to save this marriage, I would recommend, or this relationship, I would recommend doing it in a safe space. I would recommend, and when I say safe space, I mean emotionally safe space. If you and that all goes to the nature of your relationship. If you and your partner have always been able to be honest with one another, and honesty has never been an issue, then I would very calmly, when you have made the decisions to make it work, and say, look, regardless of the outcome of what's going to come out of your mouth, I have decided that I won't leave you. I've decided that I want it to work. Regardless of what's going to come out of your mouth, I have decided that I want our marriage, our relationship to work. So that way you've outlined the outcome, and you say to him, what I really, really treasure and appreciate from you right now, knowing that I will not leave. I might be hurt. I might not want to see you for a while. It's not always going to go well for you. But, and I'm not saying it's going to be an easy journey, but I don't want our marriage to end. I don't want this relationship to end. But I need you to be 100% honest with me. Are you having an affair? Chances are he's going to say no, he's not, because, men don't want to, no one wants to get caught, right? But if he's a genuine man worth keeping, then you would know by him being honest. And if you have pictures and whatever else, you can say, if you say, okay, look, I was really hoping you would be honest with me, but clearly you can't. So I've got this evidence. Are you ready to be honest with me? Are you ready now to have an honest conversation with me? And, if this is what's going on, what outcome do you want? And then if he wants to work it out and he's sorry, then it's time to take it out of your home and into a safe space with your pastor, with a relationship counselor, with a therapist, whoever it is that you need to speak to. But my video here today is not to say is to probably sound the alarm that cheating doesn't mean he's got to, you don't have to go with the flow, and neither does it mean you've got to stay. You have to be 100% you know what you want. And that's my message, that you need to be clear, and clarity is the only thing you're fighting for. Clarity. There will be feelings of shame, there'll be feelings of disappointment, there'll be feelings of feeling like an idiot. But what you really, really need to fight for, the real battle, the real war, because all these are little battles, but the true war is clarity. You want to be 100% sure you are going to get out of this what your heart truly desires. So with that in mind, girls, thank you so much for watching. Thank you for tuning in to Chengi's World. You are amazing. I'll see you on Instagram and Facebook. Love you lots. Mwah. Bye bye now.